Why does mankind exist?
I don't know why. I just suddenly my mind jumped to that one song, Why Do Good Girls Love Bad Guys? I've had this question for a really long time.
Why does mankind exist?
I've had this question for a really long time. Oh, God. I mean, he gets thrown through a table once off of Hell in a Cell. I think that's the right one. Or was it him, the one that did the throwing off the top of Hell in a Cell?
I don't fucking know.
Anyway, we're reading the remake of Sonic.exe because we're original. We're real original, guys.
No. What we're doing is going through all the really generic shit now when we're unpopular, so when all the people who are just like, read this, just be like, we already have.
You merely adopted the shitty fanfiction. I mean, the shitty creepypasta. I was born in it, molded by it. But yes, why does mankind exist?
Evolution? I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
a question that
has been on that one.
Yeah. A question that has been a most frustrating topic among members of the human race since its beginning long, long ago. And every man, woman, and child has had their own unique answer. To the religious.
A few primates ended up fucking.
They thought God had created mankind in his image. To the scientific and atheist, humanity is naturally superior in the ongoing race of evolution and survival.
Not really, no.
To the average, everyday individual, the human exists for no other reason except just because. Exactly.
Even according to, like, scientists, that's really it. Like, the chances of humanity ever happening are very low.
Yep, that's why our world's not filled with, evil space aliens.
And that's ignoring the fact that really out of all the, sentient creatures out there that should have become dominant, humans were really the worst, second worst option. Worst option was dolphins.
They have no hands, for they cannot build.
Second worst is humans, then before that was swine, then crows. Elephants was at the top of the list. Really, they should have become the dominant species. No response?
No.
I was
You've already had this discussion in Monster of the Week.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not wrong.
Okay.
Can you imagine a world where elephants were the dominant species?
It'd be hard for them to build things since they don't have any fingers.
They have a hand.
It's called a tusk. Haha, haha.
No, it's called a trunk. And African elephants technically have 2 fingers on it, on opposing sides of the nose.
Alright, but have you seen them build anything?
I've seen them carry tiny objects with it.
Have you seen them build anything?
Well, have you ever given an elephant to hammer? No.
Exactly.
You have to start small.
They've started small for millions of years, and they still haven't figured it out, man.
Well, now they'll never get the chance because humans keep killing them.
Oh, please. I'm pretty sure we can just teach them inside the zoo, and then they'll build the escapes like the stupid fucking badgers or whatever.
Oh god, a world where honey badgers became the dominant species. Everything really would have gone extinct.
World where honey badgers have been replaced by, where raccoons have been replaced by honey badgers in the area that they live in.
Oh my god. Like you're going out because there's a disturbance in the trash can, and all of a sudden something that's fucking bulletproof is trying to bite your nuts off.
Yep.
Because straight up, like people in that area will tell people from outside those different countries where they live, hey, if you see one, don't try to kill it unless you got a shotgun, and then you better go for the head, because otherwise it ain't gonna do shit but piss it off.
Honey, there's a honey badger in the trash can again.
Lock the doors.
I didn't do anything about that.
I ain't dealing with that shit. Those things are fucking machete proof. Humans are truly an interesting creature. Meh. I mean, the most fascinating thing is the only reason they became as smart as they did was because of a defective gene that deteriorated the jaw muscles, allowing the skull to continue growing. I'm not kidding.
Cool. So we tried to big brain, but we couldn't big brain.
You were only able to big brain because your jaws got weaker.
Big brain, small jaw, weak jaw.
Yeah. Thousands of years ago, we figured out how to make wonders of art and how to hurt another with the weapon. Before that, we just hurt another with our teeth and fists.
I guess, but I'm pretty sure tools have been around for a longer time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that. I mean, hell, you give a chimp a stick and it'll just beat the shit out of everything around it.
I'm pretty sure most humans would. I'm pretty sure tools were made for hunting before they were made for hurting other people. Before, you know.
Well, yeah, but even then, like, all you really need is a rock.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, tool-using animals just are anything that will pick something up from their environment and use it. For instance,
sure.
a chip
Crows
using a...
too.
Well, yeah, but crows are also, like, borderline sentient. And they've been known to also use tools just for fun. For instance, taking a lid and using it to snowboard down a roof.
That's fucking epic. I think I've seen the videos of that.
Yeah, but also, like, for instance, if there's water in a hole, what they'll do is they'll take pebbles and start dropping them in the hole to raise the water level so they can get to it.
Yeah, that's the things I've seen before about tool use with them.
And then you have stuff like Time Shrikes, in which their tool use is what they do is that they take smaller animals like mice, bugs, and lizards, and impale them on thorns so they can eat them later.
Heard of birds who just take ants and put them on their wings to, like, you know, help clean them off or something, or like get rid of things on their wings. I forgot, pluming, I think it's called, right? I don't know.
As well as the fact that you'll have, like, a chimp will sometimes just, like, actually a lot of primates will just, like, strip the leaves off of a twig and then lick it and then stick it down the hole of an anthill so that the ants get stuck to it and they have a little snack on a stick.
Also, yeah, it's called anting. It's literally just anting, and then in parentheses,
so yes,
bird activity.
I'm pretty sure that tool use has been around for more than 1,000 years. Hell, dolphins use tools. They don't have hands. They don't have any sort of grasping appendage. Those birds, they have feet. The otters, they have paws. They can grab the rock and the shellfish. Dolphins, they'll just take a sponge and use it for, like, cleaning, or just suddenly start chewing on a pufferfish to get high. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, the tool use thing has definitely been around for more than a few thousand years.
Just the way he said it in this, it's like we've like fucking.
Like,
I think to me it said like he thought that tools were used for hurting each other before they're used for anything else in this or whatever.
It's not like, I think it's partly because it seems like an implication. Like, okay, yes, what you could define as modern society has been around in humans for about 6,000 years, and that's only counting when they started, like, taking records of shit.
Yeah.
That would be your thousands of years. Humankind as a species that is recognizable today has been around for about 2 million years.
Wow, the Sonic.exe remake is long as fuck.
Thousands of years later from now, we'll have mastered interstellar travel. You act like you'll survive that. Like your species will survive that long.
Maybe. Also, I found another creepypasta that sounds really stupid.
Oh, God.
Nostalgia Critic's Lost Review.
Oh. Change the channel.
I cannot believe how much I was frightened and traumatized by his review of Barney's Great Adventure.
Stop.
And now I know why he doesn't want to review
Let's stay on focus.
We've been off focus. What?
I'm still continuing with the paragraph. Don't just start a new thing right now. We need to finish this.
Ooh, Courage the Cowardly Dog. Lost up. Alright, fine, Mr. fucking Creepypasta fanfiction website. Just delete my suggestions again. Fuck you.
Anyway. And we'll have extended our existence across the stars, maybe even beyond. And yet we have a lot of flaws in spite of our apparent brilliance.
For many centuries, we've played to a non-existent deity. We've hated and raged against each other for reasons big and small. We've expressed absolute happiness and sorrow. We've cowered in irrational fear, and every action we've ever made spawned from some kind of innate desire within us all. Yet, in spite of all this, we still exist.
Oh my god, this is so fucking pretentious. This is so oh god. I'm just going to quote Planes, Trains, and Automobiles here. Here's a little pro tip. Have a point. We're still human.
But then comes another question, one that's that's also a frustrating topic among humans. Are we alone?
Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck cares? Both possibilities are equally terrifying, so it doesn't really matter either way.
Yeah.
Is there life outside this world of ours? If so, what are they like? Well, there's a good chance they also are on the brink of extinction. How do they live? More importantly, what do they think of us? They probably don't. Be real.
Or probably some podunk fucking backwards, country motherfuckers in the eyes of other aliens, let's be real.
We are?
Yeah, we're probably in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. That's why no one's around.
I mean, most aliens, honestly. And, again, that's also... the likelihood of any species actually managing to get through the great filter of interstellar travel is very low.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like humanity, most species tend to go extinct by then.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Maybe they have their own unique reason on why we exist. Maybe they want to educate and guide us to a bright future. Yes, because that always goes great. You'd hope that a species that managed to reach the space age would be smart enough to realize it's a bad idea.
Most things are a bad idea.
I mean, colonialism is never a good idea. All you do is fuck up the locals.
Let's be real, yeah. If any alien just said, "Here, have space travel," we'd have space colonialism hard.
Oh, God.
We'd be. Okay. I feel like our entire society would be technically reset back as we were super racist to all the aliens we took over, and then we'd have to go through an entire other civil rights movements for aliens.
I mean, the comparison I was making was more that we're the people being colonized, but...
Hey, he said if they were giving space travel in this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If some fucker came to our planet, we'd be fucking colonized to shit.
Yeah, we'd be colonized, and it'd be like those situations of different African different African countries suddenly given high-tech weapons, and it goes terribly wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly you have a fucking military state. All of a sudden you have some fucking earthling taking a space vehicle at near light speed directly into a star and nearly destroying the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Maybe that's why we're left the fuck alone.
Probably. Typically you should allow nations to progress at their own rates. Not the whole thing of don't interact with other nations. Make sure that you're do trade alongside them to one, economic reasons, and two, to make sure that good relations and shit like that. But at the same time, it's the whole thing of
here, have our commercial space bikes that can't go out of the solar system.
You want to make sure that the stuff you're trading isn't something that could completely fuck up that country.
Flying cars aren't going to fuck up the country. It's just these cars can happen to fly into space. But they can't even reach the moon, so So at most, some idiot's going to get themselves trapped next to the space station.
That's where somebody's going to crash into the ISS.
Yeah. And Lord knows if I recall, that thing isn't exactly, built to last a hit.
I mean, technically speaking, with most holes that it will get, the most you would need to do is just put your hand over it, but yeah.
Yeah, because the little scraps go through it or whatever, shrapnel.
Yeah, and there's the whole thing also that the difference between 1 atmosphere pressure and 0 atmospheres pressure isn't actually enough to do the stereotypical things you see with depressurization. You need a much higher difference.
Depressurization? Like, where everything
Basic,
flies?
yeah, like
Where everything
basically,
just gets yeeted out into space?
yeah, where everything gets like thrown out of space. Like like the difference between the vacuum of space and inside a spacefaring craft, the pressure difference isn't enough for that sort of stuff to actually happen. Just like it's not enough for explosive decompression to happen. If you want explosive decompression to happen, you need to have you need to go from multiple times Earth's atmospheric pressure to like lower.
So a submarine is more likely to do it?
Yeah. If memory serves, there was actually like one of the few cases where that actually happened was this underwater thing that suddenly went from like 9 atmospheres to 1. A man's spine was ejected from his body.
At least he died quickly.
I mean, we don't know exactly how quickly.
Yeah.
Anyway, what line am I on? Oh God. Maybe they want to destroy us. See us as a threat. Like all those different nations that America decided to muddle with before those nations said, "Hey, fuck off, leave us alone."
But, like, land, though.
But like you were getting invaded by communists. Yes. And we thank you for helping us. But you didn't fuck off after. We're grateful for the help, but fuck off. Get out of my living room.
But you need to have a democracy.
Get out of my living room, Jerry.
He's like, I
that is
just imagine
basically a
some person holding up a pamphlet that just says democracy on it. Would you like to try? No. Get out.
That, my friends, is a summary of how America ended up in conflict with the Middle East. But I helped you get the guy out of your house. Yes, thank you. Now leave. It's been a week. Get out of my house. Finally, I got the person that was trying to mug me out of the house, but the person that helped me with that won't leave. He's eating all my chips.
Oh boy.
Or maybe they don't care much for us, see us like insects and don't pay us any mind. Or maybe someone wants us. No, not really.
Maybe this will be like a Steven Universe kind of deal where, like...
Well, no, then it'd be good.
No, human zoos. Like, you know what episode I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what episode you're talking about, which that actually has some fucked up parallels to things that happen in actual history.
Yep. So I'm thinking something like that'll happen.
Because there literally used to be situations of like people native to Africa being kidnapped and put in zoos.
Ugh.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Come on, look at this man. He has a different skin tone.
Look at this man and these people that we forced him to act like are his family, even though that they're all from completely different tribes. This child hasn't met him before in his life.
Hell, the mom we put her with doesn't even produce milk. That child's starving.
That child is 8.
Hey. I don't know what you're referencing, so how the fuck should I know
it's time to stop breastfeeding.
Hey, how the fuck should I know how old they are? You didn't fucking give them an age.
I didn't say a baby.
Well, you know what? Then why'd you say 8, huh? Huh? Seems like you already had an age in mind, what you were, and you didn't fucking say it, huh? Maybe you should try communicating a bit better, huh? Oh gosh. Maybe there's someone or something out there right now looking at us, desiring us like a child would at a toy store.
I want that human.
I'm just picturing a dude on another planet looking through a telescope at our planet. But since it's so many light years away, the light that comes across it, like they say if you were so far away and you look at Earth, you'd see dinosaurs right now or whatever, right?
Yeah, depending on like how many light years away you are, yeah.
Picturing a dude on a telescope, looking through it, looking at the old, like, humans back when they were tribes and stuff. and he's just watching two humans fucking go at it in the middle of the forest. And he's just like, oh yeah, I love watching me some aliens fuck.
Well, like the thing that comes to mind though is like you can't expect that aliens would have like the same like reproductive systems as humans, as like Earth species.
Yeah.
And so I'm just imagining like, what the fuck are they doing?
Oh, that's gross. They're sticking things each side of each other. Ugh.
What the fuck am I looking at?
Ugh, gross.
Oh god, it's an alien species that reproduces like trout.
Yeah.
Or like frogs.
Yeah.
It's like one lays the eggs, the other one just fertilizes them externally.
Oh my gosh, I need to show you a picture I found. Damn, where is it?
I mean, it's bad enough that I already put that one Magic School Bus gif in that one. Granted, that was because someone decided to walk, like, phase shift through a house in Atlantis. Oh, God.
I'm ready to be a motherling.
Oh, my God. Maybe they think the reason we exist is so that they could own us. It followed us home. Can we keep it? Timmy, how did it end up in the spaceship?
How the fuck did you get this on here?
It's like a fucking UFO truther that saw like the ship land and just like walked onto it.
The fuck's this?
It followed us home. I knew I was right. I don't like the way it's staring at us. What's that metallic substance on its head? You're gonna probe me, ain't you?
I ain't gonna let you.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Anyway. Your line. You're gonna probe me now, ain't you?
This is a story of such forces existing outside our world, a nameless darkness, a faceless evil that hungers for humanity. Why? As you read the first chapter of this saga, you'll be taken into a world of paranoia, mystery, and this is a fucking Sonic fanfiction. Why is this so? Why is this so grandiose? Is that the word for it?
I think that the idea is that it's something similar to like that one great old one that takes the form of a statue of Dionysus. So it's a situation of a monstrosity that takes the form of something familiar to people. This case being a sprite of Sonic.
Either way, it's fucking...
if it were better done, would be an interesting situation.
Why the hell would it take the form of fucking Sonic, though?
Something familiar to people.
I guess, but like... Mario would be a better option, and everyone knows who fucking Mario is.
Yeah, Mario doesn't have the momentum-based physics in his game that punished you for going fast. Here's a game where you're supposed to go fast. Also, fuck you for going fast.
Hey, you're supposed to remember how to go fast around all these obstacles. Get good, kid. Imagine Sonic, but if he went fast enough, he just broke through all the obstacles.
Imagine Sonic, but if he went fast enough, he just splattered himself into a red paste on the wall when he hit it.
How very edgy of you.
I mean, we're just looking at two different sides of the same coin, really.
Yeah. If you take it to a world of paranoia, mystery, and madness as you follow the adventures of a single young man, I swear if his name is fucking Tom, who inadvertently thrust himself into something unexplainable and discovers parts of something that are utterly... Ugh.
This isn't The Hangover.
Defies all reasonings within him and forces him into a desperate struggle for survival.
You're gonna probe me, ain't ya? I don't like the way it's wiggling its hips at us. I dare ya!
Fucking try it, you ain't...
Fucking try me.
These ass cheeks are solid as steel.
Why is it gently thrusted? I don't know why, I'm just imagining like a UFO truther basically twerking.
Oh god, what the fuck is this thing? Why is it getting closer when it thrusts at us?
Fucking try me. You won't.
Put it back on Earth, put it back on the planet, put it back on the planet.
You won't probe me, you son of a bitch.
Oh gosh. Disgusting.
This is the first chapter.
Chapter 1.
Thomas Miller.
Oh god fucking.
God fucking who? Who is
Your
God
mom.
fucking?
Your mom. Got
I
him.
have a mom.
Don't lie. I know if that fucking reproduction works. You technically have a mom.
I mean, I could technically have 2 dads.
Hey, buddy, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure trolls don't have the basic. Trolls have both. So if anything, you have 2 futa parents. Okay, so don't give me that shit, alright?
They also have tits.
What? What? Futa does have tits. What?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
So you
only
have
Fuda. They both have tits. Fully
Yeah, they
one.
both do.
That's
I thought you said you didn't
not
have
how
parents,
trolls
huh?
work.
I thought you what? Trolls work through just blood mixing. So
Oh, it's not blood mixing.
yes,
It's
it
a
is.
reproductive fluid that happens
Yeah.
to be the same color as our blood.
Yeah. Because
makes
all
it
of
really-
your blood is reproductive fluid.
It makes it really difficult to tell whenever you have blood mixed in.
I can't tell if that other troll I murdered was just really horny when I killed him.
I mean, sometimes depending on the relationship, blood does get mixed in
Mm-hmm.
through biting. Other areas, not necessarily that.
Woo, notice his bulge. What's this? That's it.
Stop talking about my bulge, man. Anyway,
Oh.
a young lad just starting out a second year in college,
Mad lad?
Thomas, or Tom for short, was pretty much your average run-of-the-mill college student. You're gonna have to be more specific. What kind of run-of-the-mill college student? Is he your run-of-the-mill frat house boy? Is he run-of-the-mill gym rat? Run-of-the-mill
Maybe you could read more where it describes him.
handsome? Okay, it's not our Tom.
Rude.
Yeah, that was mean of me. I just realized, you two haven't actually ever truly seen each other, have you? Do you know what each other look like?
Technically.
Well, you're definitely gonna find out.
Rather not get into it right now when we're recording.
Nudes, got it. Dark neck length hair. Okay, definitely not Tom. Or Tom. Always liked wearing a vest over his turtleneck. Ah, now I understand. He has no friends. That kind of college student. Oh!
Yeah.
Okay. Got ya.
Yeah.
Okay. Whoops. My bad.
Mm.
My bad. Anyway.
Also, this dude's a fucking college student who wears a fucking turtleneck vest, and he still plays goddamn Sonic.
I've never met anyone who wears vests over turtlenecks. Oh, God, I'm trying to imagine that. That looks terrible.
Are you sure he's a run-of-the-mill college student, or is he just one of the,
He's a run-of-the-mill, abomination against good taste. And, of course, a kind-hearted intellectual. No one described as a kind-hearted intellectual is worth dealing with.
He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
Tom's the fucking nice guy.
I'm the nice guy. Duh. Someone actually did do a parody of Billie Eilish's Bad Guy, but it was called Nice Guy instead.
I'm a nice guy.
Duh.
Nice guy.
Anyway. God. I don't know why. I just do really enjoy Billie Eilish's energy. That about to pass out energy. Too tired for this shit. With good grades and only a few friends. Well, I don't know if you've seen any of her videos, but in all of them, like, her eyes, like, she looks like she's on the brink of passing out.
Does she sound like it when she sings?
A little bit.
I've been recording this for 5 hours. I just want to stop dancing. Tom had just returned to his dorm where he lived alone. Lucky fucking bastard. This is already fucking unrealistic. After finishing up After finishing up his lesson for the day, just like any other day, Tom decided his college was a relatively quiet one, just the way he liked it, of course. He was never truly one who enjoyed a lot of noise going on around him and preferred this year of college to be a relaxing one for at least the most part.
Okay, apparently it's going to take a while for this picture to actually get into here. Come on. Okay, apparently it's over 100 megabytes. What the hell?
Yikes.
It's just, it's a 2004, it's 2400 by 3600. That'd do it.
What the fuck? Yeah. Make it smaller.
Let me find a different picture. Okay, that one's just kind of a funny picture because there's a hilarious pout. I don't want to be here. Anyway.
Over turtleneck.
I mean, granted, Tom does unironically wear Crocs, so I guess we could call him an abomination against fashion.
I'm trying to look for the turtle. These aren't fucking turtlenecks, you fucking liars. The closest thing you get is like a woman wearing a small vest with like a big turtleneck kind of thing. Oh gosh, I found the perfect picture.
That's a different kind of vest.
Yep, it's not. Yep.
Oh my god.
He looks goofy, doesn't he?
That does not look good.
Yeah. Poor boy.
At least the vest and the slacks are the same shade of gray. But yeah, that's Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish is wearing a turtleneck with a vest?
No. Picture above that.
Yeah. Yeah, the one with the yellow on it?
I think that's a jacket.
Nah, man, it's a vest. You just
But yeah,
believe.
she always looks like she's on the verge of passing out.
Yeah, she looks like she doesn't want to be there.
Mood.
I hope she's happy with herself.
I mean, based on some of like the different behind-the-scenes stuff I've seen in music videos, I'd say she probably is.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
As long as she's happy.
Because before, like, the bad guy one has like some like ad-libbed thing of her like joking how she forgot to take like her Invisalign out before she started the music video. Like, oh shit, I gotta take this out. Real professional. Anyway. Oh yeah, did you finish your line?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. And it was Friday and the weekend had started. For Tom, this was always a perfect opportunity to hang out with his friends.
His cool new
joke
friends.
Yeah, his cool friends. Zane. Not Llytic, though. Llytic's not one of the cool friends.
Oof. Yeah, because Llytic has to hang out with his cool new friends as well.
I have friends?
Well, I mean...
That want to hang out with me?
I don't fucking know. I don't know your life, bitch.
I love how it's not like even like a jokingly reassuring, I want to hang out with you. It's like, I don't know your fucking life.
Yeah. Let's be real, the only reason you hanged out at my house was because you fucking locked yourself out.
Yeah, but we also got to, like, binge watch
Umbrella
Academy, so that was worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that caused you to have a meltdown.
I did not like the end. Everything in that was big sad. Everything about that was just constant sad.
Like,
I hated it.
But it was a well done kind of, oh god, why?
Yeah.
It wasn't like, I hate this because it's poorly written. I hate this because it made me feel.
It made me feel sad.
I love all these people here. Why do they have to deal with this?
I'm so mad right now because Netflix hasn't been confirming dates for new seasons for anything I've wanted to watch.
God. Yeah, like they haven't even said like when they're planning on having the next next edition to Lucifer, which is supposed to be sometime later this year, if memory serves. Anyway,
oh shit! Holy shit!
What?
They finally released the trailer for BoJack Horseman season 6, and they gave us an actual
date. Wow. Because I know that they did give a date for season 3 of Stranger Things, which was 4th of July. Which is why I started watching it. To make sure that I was at least, like, most up to date by the time that came out.
The final 2-part season airs October 25th and January 31st. It's about to end? Oh no.
Oh shit. Anyway,
sorry. Whoa.
After putting down his backpack and kicking... What's this, Awu? After putting down his backpack and kicking his shoes off, his cell phone buzzed. One of his friends sent him a text message. Pulling the phone from his pocket, he read the message.
It was from his pal Roger, who had messaged, "Yo, man, so we still on tonight?"
Who the fuck still does that? Because I know it's not a millennial or Gen Zer.
Tom texts back, "Oh, for sure, dude. Been looking to play some more Smash Bros with you." We could tell when this was made based off which Smash Bros it is. Unless they're,
Just don't invite Llytic over. He tends to, weirdly enough, work up a sweat playing that game.
Dude, I was worried you were going to break a button on that controller with how hard you were pressing it.
Sorry.
You were super fucking into it. It was so weird. After a few minutes, Rogers then replied, "Awesome, by the way. Have you heard from Kyle yet?" Fucking Kyle.
It's kind of one of those whole things of, like, spending most of my life not actually being able to get into video games.
Why not?
Various reasons.
Are you just not a gamer? Have you not risen up yet?
I don't have enough money. That's part of it.
I don't either. I just spend things really, really poorly. Haha,
Really?
I'm going to starve. Kyle Scott? Wait, no, that's your line, isn't it?
Yeah. Kyle Scott was Tom's best friend from high school.
Next best friend after Roger.
Well, I mean, if Mr. Rogers was was one of your friends, he would be your best friend.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I would love to have Mr. Rogers as a friend. Granted, I'm pretty sure he considered himself a friend of everyone he ever met. Yeah. Considering the fact that he went out of his way to remember the birthdays of everyone who ever interviewed him.
That's incredibly creepy. And
yeah, but it's Mr. Rogers.
That's a bold power move.
Yeah, but it's Mr. Rogers, so it kind of works.
Yeah, it's just, the dude just was literally just, like I said, if it's Mr. Rogers, it's a fucking power move.
Like, again, getting compared to God is an insult to Mr. Rogers. Like, literally, he would call up the people who interviewed him and wish them a happy birthday.
Imagine forgetting about the time you interviewed Mr. Rogers.
It's like, oh shit, Mr. Rogers?
Why are you calling me? I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday.
Well, it's your birthday, neighbor. I just wanted to make sure that you were having a good time.
Fucking bold-ass power move. Mr. Rogers didn't fucking play around.
It's also been confirmed that he did, in fact, make sure to reply to every piece of fan mail he ever got.
That would be really hard.
Exactly! Like, he took time out of his day to actually make sure to, like, I think it was, like, at least 1 hour each morning to start replying to fan mail.
They probably must have not all been super long, you know?
May not have, but it, like...
That's still better than nothing.
It's the whole thing of, like, when news of that started getting out, like, people started asking around, like, so did anyone who ever messaged Mr. Rogers not get a response? And everyone was like, no, I got a response.
I sent my mail in yesterday, so, I'm waiting. I'll get back to you.
On top of that, the reason why he always announced that he was feeding his fish was because a blind child had, once sent him, sent some mail to him saying that he wanted to know when he was feeding the fish since he couldn't like see.
I want to make sure you're feeding the fish, please, Mr. Rogers.
Yeah,
Mr.
so
Rogers
basically,
like, okay, homie.
that's why every time he would feed the fish on the show, he'd announce it.
It's like, all right, homies, feeding the fish.
As well as the fact that he straight up said that the reason he was vegetarian is he couldn't bear the thought of eating anything that had a mother. This man
the plants technically have a mother, but yeah.
This man was too pure. And then you find out about his childhood and the fact that he was scared to ever actually express himself. He's like, oh.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember because I watched that documentary about him that was released. The Won't You Be My Neighbor one?
Yeah. And there's also a movie in the works where Tom Hanks is playing him. I was right about that. It just wasn't the same thing.
Yeah. Long story short, everyone wants to bone Mr. Rogers.
Nah. You don't bone Mr. Rogers. You take him out for a nice dinner. And if you're lucky, you get to do the yawn and reach. I mean, the yawn and stretch. If you're lucky.
Yeah.
He was just like a sweet man. Anyway, did you? Oh yeah, okay. Whoops. They graduated together and now went to the same college. Kyle had always been a sort of reckless type, more reckless.
Does this mean Kyle knows Mr. Rogers?
Well, now we have questions for Kyle.
Yeah.
It's a lovely day in the neighborhood.
Except if your name is Kyle, because he's stupid.
Oh yes, but even Mr. Rogers. But like even
for
Mr.
Kyle, Rogers would like Kyle.
But even Kyle will be loved by Mr. Rogers.
And that's saying something.
I say despite the fact that Kyle's never given me a reason to actually dislike him, even like comedically.
Yeah, that's why I fucking hate him so much. Fucking charismatic bastard, piece of shit.
I mean,
God,
he's yet to send me anything like horrifically cursed yet, so maybe that might cause it.
I see. So your level of respect is for how cursed people, how cursed things people send you are.
Yes, your habit of sending me porn.
That's not a habit. That's a once in a blue moon thing. If you want to make it a habit, I could show you a lot worse, dude.
I'd rather you didn't.
I am keeping you safe from the worst of it.
I'm not the only person in this server.
And? It's their fault for existing in this server.
Take that up with everyone else in this server.
Nope, watch me. I'll post a bunch of porn right now.
Okay.
You can't stop.
I don't know why. I just suddenly got the mental image of like Ichi-chan putting something much worse in. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. If it's a girl fucking you in the ass, it's still straight because it's a girl.
Yep. But once that girl identifies as a man,
then it's gay.
Yeah.
It's only gay if they identify as a guy.
And it's not gay if it's a three-way.
For instance, Futanari, not gay. Trans male, gay. Damn it. So for instance, if it's a dude with a vagina, then it's gay.
Yep.
God damn it. It's a really stupid joke.
Yeah.
More reckless than Tom might have been anyway. I don't know. Monster of the Week showed that Tom can be pretty stupidly reckless.
Yeah.
I won't hesitate, bitch. But Tom always personally thought it was Kyle's way of being adventurous, like the time he set that waffle iron on fire. Wait.
And got us kicked out of the motel.
Honestly, the man running that motel was very generous with that.
Yeah, he should have made you pay for the new toaster and the
wall. Should have sued you.
Yeah. I guess
God.
It'd be he'd have a hard time suing a man in cosplay if he doesn't know who they are. Imagine
Casimir goes to court.
Off him and then just figuring out he can't.
Casimir goes to court.
Law and Order, Demon Edition.
The fucking judge, sir, can you please take off that costume? What costume? I don't know what you're talking about. Proceeds to try and set the table on fire.
He has a weapon on him. Take him down.
All right, so you've been found
He's just like guilty. All right, so let's see. Where are we?
We, the dear police, find you guilty. And had even poked fun at his recklessness time to time.
However, in the past 3 weeks, Tom had not seen or heard from Kyle. He hadn't even seen him during classes. From time to time, Tom had tried to contact him to see if he was busy or not, and at first Kyle did sort of respond to him via text, which usually short replies are 1 to 2 words, but eventually Kyle just stopped responding altogether. Tom had assumed that his friend was just busy with something, but for 3 weeks.
I don't know, that seems to be the case with Kyle not responding to me.
Big yikes.
Over the weekend. I mean, he's still better about it than Anthony.
Yeah.
Hey, Anthony, can you please tell me why your character wouldn't be in this session so that I can put a reason? Fuck it, I'll come up with my own then. He's at the gym.
Your boy is at the gym.
He's getting swole. I'm just thinking about those different, like, incel posts that, like, the ones that actually give you hope they'll do self-improvement of them going to the gym, and then, like, the stereotypical Chad guy, like, hey, man, I know you're new to this, so how about I give you some pointers? I'm also going to be at the gym these times, so, you know, anytime you want to come, like, whenever I'm here, I'll give you some pointers on how to do these different things, we can help you out. Have you seen those?
No, I don't keep up with that kind of stuff.
I've seen those from time to time, and those are honestly, like, my favorite things. Like, you'll have it to where, like, the dude starts going to the gym and is, like, all insecure about that shit, and it's like, then I ran into fucking Chad. And he suddenly just started acting all nice, like, hey, man, I see that you're struggling, you aren't too sure about what you're doing, so, I mean, this is the proper form for want to do squats, which, like, stuff like that. It's like, so I'm going to be doing leg day this day, so if you want to come over to the gym then, I'll give you some pointers on how to do that. It's honestly kind of like, it's like the most wholesome shit I've seen. Because it also kind of causes that whole thing of like, you know, maybe I was kind of wrong about my whole worldview. Which is also one of those things that's like kind of uplifting whenever incels start doing that whole introspective shit of, you know, maybe I am actually in the wrong. Maybe it's not that women go for assholes, but it's actually just that women go for people with charisma. Likeable people who take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, now I want to fuck Chad. Oh, God. Anyway, did you finish your one?
Probably.
For 3 weeks. Okay. Tom replied, not yet. I'm gonna try. Wait, okay. Gotta do a Tom voice. Not yet. I'm gonna try again in a little bit. If he doesn't respond this time, I'll check up on him tomorrow. After wait. Oh shit. That's not him speaking. After waiting a couple more minutes, Roger replied, "Well, JK." God damn it. I couldn't even do the Mr. Rogers voice for that. A lovely day in the night. Old JK. Tom sat down on his couch and looked out the window, showing the rest of the college campus thinking. He thought about what to say when he texted Kyle. Wondered if Kyle would finally respond to his feeling. I mean, him.
If you're not careful, I'll fucking come to your room and knock on your window, bitch. Respond.
I'm on the 2nd floor.
That won't stop me.
I seriously thought you were going to do the quote from Umbrella Academy.
Think I've ever heard of anything you just said?
What?
Think I know what that is?
You know, the one quote. You really need to lock your window. I live on the 3rd floor. Rapists can climb.
Oh, right.
Granted, it would be kind of bad to make that joke about Kyle. That implies some stuff about Kyle that we shouldn't imply.
Well, no, if I'm trying to knock on Kyle's window, then that makes me the
Oh,
rapist.
you're knocking on Kyle's window, not Kyle knocking on.
Yeah, we're trying to get Kyle's attention, and he's not
Oh God,
responding, so you
Tom
knock on his
climbing up
window.
to his second story window in his fucking Crocs.
The Crocs give me traction.
No, they don't. Just nearly slips and falls because of his Crocs.
I think it's still your line, right?
No, it's your line.
He first considered texting him again, but then changed his mind, deciding to instead try to call him. So he brought up his phone, found Kyle's contact, and dialed him, bringing the cell phone to his ear. He waited as it was ringing, no response.
You know, this gets a lot more entertaining if you like try to think about it as if it were like an unrequited lovers thing. He first considered texting him again, but no, he changed his mind, deciding instead to call him. Kyle? Yeah, I miss you, bud.
Kyle,
please get back to me.
Kyle, answer the fucking phone right fucking now.
Kyle, get that sweet ass over here.
If you don't, I'll fucking scream, Kyle.
And not in the way that I'll have you screaming tonight.
If you don't fucking respond.
I mean, I know why this keeps happening. It's because of the names of this.
Yep.
Then came Kyle's message. Hey there, this is Kyle. I'm not here right now, but go on and leave a message. After that, the beep indicating that you could leave. What the fuck is this sentence? After that, the beep indicating you could leave a message. Not just after that, the beep happened, or there was the tone. No, this is the beep indicating you could leave a message. Tom hesitated, and then spoke. Hey, Kyle, it's me, Tom. Just checking up on you again for the 57th time today, probably. Listen, man, it's been 3 weeks since we last spoke. Where are you? Anyway, me and a couple of guys are gonna play some Smash later tonight, and I think it'd be cool if you tagged along with us. I really hope you get this. See ya.
He ended the message, put the phone aside, and then looked at the framed picture of him and his friend Kyle. Back when he graduated and we were having fun at the after party. Kyle in the picture was a bit taller than Tom, had more blondish hair. Ugh. And at the time wore a red shirt with black jeans. In the photo, Tom and Kyle smiled into the camera and bro-fisted each other during the party.
Oh, is that what we're calling it now? Is bro-fisting what you call it when it's a mutual fisting?
I don't know. I mean,
I'll show myself
I bet somebody's called it that. Someone really insecure is just like, it's just getting fisted by your bro, bruh. It's just, a bro fist, from your bra.
Oh, God. Okay, that's when the
Bro fist.
bro fisters.
Bro fisters.
Anyway. Oh, God, bro fist. Anyway, Tom always sort of thought of Kyle as a brother.
Oh my, this is taking a really weird turn then.
More than brothers.
Yes.
And looking back on that I was making a Crimes of Grindelwald reference and like how they just decided, yeah, for an international audience, let's completely neuter the gay subtext between these two characters.
International, so who got the gay subtext?
No one, because of the fact that we had to market it to Russia. And other countries that aren't okay with the gay. Possibly Philippines. Can't remember what their stance is. I just remember right now that they're incredibly anti-drug, and that they're taking the war on drugs line way too seriously.
Well, yeah.
As in, like, you could get shot for smoking a joint.
Oh, no.
Yeah. There's been a lot of collateral kills. Partly because of the fact the president of the Philippines has basically authorized vigilante groups. And he straight up said that if he caught his kids doing drugs, he'd rather his kids be dead than doing drugs.
Wow.
Which again, weed's not that bad. Like, every president up till now has basically said, hey, stop that. Up till now. Anyway.
Fucking Trump.
Yeah. And looking back on the memory kind of made him feel a little sad. Not because of the memory itself, but because of Kyle's comments.
God, Tom is thirsty for fucking Kyle.
I mean, quite literally, yes. Thirsty for fucking Kyle. Tom resolved to check on his friend if he didn't show up tonight. After looking at the photo, he turned to look at his shelf, which was lined with some sort of video games and movies he owned. And I just also remember that, technically speaking, if memory serves, Kyle is the name of little fuck. So, yeah, let's keep it to your friend.
Yeah.
Not the cousin.
Tom loved video games.
Yep. Video games.
It was a bit of fucking Sonic fanboy, like all the other, like a lot of other people. Yeah. He liked the newer games, but also didn't mind the classics. Okay, yeah, this sounds exactly like the original.
It sounds like our way.
He never played any of the hacked games that sprung up on the internet from time to time and never saw any real reason to do so. After looking at his collection, he saw Smash Bros. Brawl. Alright, so this is back in the Wii days.
I guess so, yeah.
He got up and pulled the game out, looked at it, and then placed it in front of the TV for when his friends came over.
You could just put it in, solo against some bots for now.
Yeah, you gotta get warmed up so you can beat those fuckers when they show up.
After that, he grabbed his laptop and sat down on the couch and did a little bit of studying. Studying for next week. Later that evening, Tom's friends Roger and Mike showed up. Can't come up with a good joke for Mike right now.
Tyson?
Did you have to bring the fucking pigeons? Yes. Just as planned, they started playing Brawl together. Roger said, say, Tom, Kyle's really not showing up, is he? Tom said, yeah, I'm actually starting to worry. I'm gonna go to his place tomorrow to see what's up. Good idea, Mike explained. If he hasn't been responding to your calls, then he should at least give you a good reason for it to face.
Let's all three go bust down his door now.
You want to race pigeons after this? He actually does professionally race pigeons. The first fight Mike Tyson ever got in was because a bully killed one of his pigeons right in front of him.
That was a psychotic motherfucker.
Yes, and so little young Mike Tyson beat the shit out of him.
Well, he fucking deserved it.
Yeah.
Fucking pigeon killer, yeesh.
But yeah, because when he was growing up, basically he just raised pigeons.
Nice. Right. Tom then picked up the phone to order pizza for him and the guys. Me and the boys out to order pizza.
I don't know why I just suddenly got the image of Mike Tyson sitting next to Tom, covered in pigeons.
With Mr. Rogers on the other side.
Mr. Rogers on the other side. So you just have a man in a sweater, a man in a nice comfy sweater, Tom, and then on the other side, Mike Tyson with 2 pigeons on each shoulder and one perched on his head. All playing Smash Bros.
Quite the interesting sight for sure.
Just occasionally as they're playing, just light, noises from the pigeons.
The next day, Tom started walking down the hall to go meet up with Cal. Just as he promised, Kyle's door was a floor below Tom's. Holy shit, you could have done it that fucking day! You fucking lazy motherfucker. So it was normally easy for the two of them to meet up between classes. With his hand in his pockets, he headed down the stairs and continued down another hall.
You can do it.
Hall of doors until he reached the other that led to Kyle's dorm room. He knocked on the door, hoping that his friend was in there.
How many times could I fit door into this selection of sentences?
Door, 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 door. That's just gonna be what the last chapter says. Door.
Kyle? Tom called out. You there, dude? It's me, Tom. I don't know why my Tom impression just turned into what happens when he DMs. Like, I know it's probably mean of me to say, but he does say
you don't even sound like Tom to me.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for me to do a Tom impression, being his voice is just generic white dude voice.
How rude. I think he has a very unique voice. Unlike
I don't know.
Kyle's,
The
his
first
voice
thing
doesn't actually piss me off whenever I hear it.
I mean, my voice pisses everyone off.
I said Kyle, not you.
Oh, I thought you were saying that Tom's voice.
Bold of you to assume that your voice pisses me off. You really think I would have hung
doesn't?
around if you pissed me off?
I don't know. You're friends with Kyle. Or is the sex just that good?
I guess the hate sex is okay. I mean, I haven't tried to murder him yet, except for, like, occasionally.
Actually, I think his character would be one of two that you wouldn't be trying to murder in Monster of the Week.
Yeah.
I was about to say, except in Monster of the Week, but no, from what I've seen, him and Jess seem to be the only two people you wouldn't be trying to murder. Unless you just wanted the party to fall into chaos.
Maybe, we'll see.
Hey man, why did you kill me? I just thought it'd be funny to watch the party flail.
Why'd you want to kill me? You know damn well I wanted to fucking kill you, you piece of shit.
I mean, granted, the main thing I remember with Kyle is trying to do Kyle's voice is the fact that he randomly speeds up at different times when he talks.
I don't really pay attention to people's voices that much.
I don't know, that's the main thing I noticed. Kind of like I've noticed, like, how when Tom's DMing, it's a lot more us.
Well, he's trying to think up on the fly.
True. Do I do that many us whenever I'm in charge of Monster of the Week?
I do not pay attention to that. I am just there to have fun with friends, okay?
I don't pay attention to what you're saying. It's not like plot matters.
No, I pay attention to what you're saying, but it's not like I'm gonna sit there and worry about how professional you are, you know? If you need a moment to think, go ahead. Well, God knows we're just gonna keep fucking talking anyways.
It's not like I'm saying that Tom's being unprofessional. It's just one of those things that it's like, God damn it, I'm an asshole, so I have this, like, horrific compulsion to make a joke whenever it starts getting really obvious.
No, if it was getting really obvious to me, I'd just be going, the whole fucking time.
I mean, granted, like last D&D session, I made a joke that God was about to pass out. Look, Dragon Man's about to pass out. God's about to pass out. Should probably wait.
Yeah.
Which is one of the weirdest things to say in character. It's like you think about that in character, it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, I really need to stop saying shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, I really need to just stick with character, but, oh god. My need to riff on God.
And that's your problem, man. One day God's gonna riff back.
I need to be sassy to God. Oh god. Silence. Tom knocked again. Kyle? It's been 3 weeks, man. Come on. No response. I think I've realized that's my problem. I can't do generic white guy voice. So I can never play the main character on any animated series.
Just make your own with black guys and Asians.
Well, okay, the best way I could put it, the movie Sorry to Bother You did a good example of this, but like the white voice isn't just like any white person voice. It's like the most inoffensive, accentless white person voice.
Oh, so that's what you mean by generic white guy voice. Okay.
Yeah. And so, like, if you've ever seen, like, any animated kid series, like, the main character tends to have this voice.
Oh, so he has no accent, so he can't associate with one group of white
Yeah,
kids.
he has no real accent. There's no real, like, I guess you could say, like, personality behind, like, his intonations or anything like this.
Yeah.
It's so, like, I'm too sarcastic to be the generic white guy.
You'd make a good side character, though. That really quippy one.
Either that or, like, the non-edgy anti-hero.
Yeah. You know a lot
Like,
about voices.
or how about we don't do something completely stupid?
What does my voice sound like if you're so worried about voices then?
The tired tech guy.
What?
Like, the guy that's, like, knows a lot of stuff, but he's also sleepy all the time. Cluttered workplace. That's, like, I don't know, that's the best I could put it.
Sound like a guy who works in an office all day? Who's just tired and wants to go home?
Yeah. Either that or imagining that one slob vampire from Moonlight.
Don't know what that is.
It was this one, like, it was a pre-Twilight vampire thing.
What?
And it was, yeah. And it was basically, like, the whole thing was the main character was a vampire who was also, like, working alongside the cops.
Oh.
And so, like, one of his contacts in the vampire world was this one dude who was basically too lazy to kill people. And so, like, his house was at one point in a narration, he compared him to the vampire equivalent of a sloth. And so, like, his house was always a mess at one point. Like, he was straight up just playing Guitar Hero, like, in the middle of a conversation. Like, yeah, that's cool, but dude, check out this combo I got right now.
That sounds
like,
hilarious.
Like, knowledgeable, but also not taking any of it seriously. And also just kind of too lazy or tired to put up with this shit. Like, yeah, that's cool, but I kind of want to go home and sleep.
Alright. God, we keep getting fucking distracted. We haven't even got through chapter 1.
Anyone out there who wants us to do voice acting for them.
I don't think I'm a good voice actor, but okay.
I mean, given enough practice, you could probably do well. It's just a whole thing of making
shit,
sure that
with
it's
enough
not
practice I'll do well. That's logical for everything.
I mean, if you were to actually apply yourself.
Yeah, but, like, my voice is kind of high. I don't even know what the fuck I could do.
Well, yeah, but a lot of, like, character voices are mid-tone or high.
Oof.
Like, I think it might be me that has the harder time with this because you have to specifically pick out characters who have a deeper voice. All I know is that my voice is definitely not main character material.
Tom's the main character. He's got the generic voice.
He's got the generic voice.
So you're his anti-hero buddy.
I'm his sarcastic sidekick.
You're his sarcastic sidekick.
Because you always gotta make sure that the main character is the most boring one.
And then I'm the IT guy who gives the missions. Yeah, there's this thing in the city. Go fucking kill it, I guess. Whatever.
It's like, that's the whole thing I've noticed. Like, anytime you have to, like, voice a character, you still typically put emotion into it. It's just that you don't do, like, accents of any kind.
You're right. Let's see.
It's like Tom Cruise in any movie he's in.
Zeffy
I'm
does have a
supposed
really
to play a
generic voice,
Nazi?
doesn't she?
What?
Zeffy does have a really generic voice, doesn't she? Very unoffensive, just tries to be happy.
Oh my god, Zeffy's the generic white guy. I mean, it's definitely no Cass with the very deep, gravelly voice all the time. While also sounding kind of confused about everything that's going on. I need pie. Don't forget, pie. I'm the one that raised you from audition. Anyway,
yeah.
Which fucking line? God damn it, no response. Tom gripped the doorknob and tried to turn it. It was locked. Then he pressed his ear against the door. Nothing but absolute silence coming from the room. Maybe he's not in there, Tom thought conclusively. And he did... Okay. And he couldn't have gone back to class. It's Saturday. Fuck's sake, man. Groaning in frustration, he decided to head back to his own dorm room.
Chapter 1's so long.
Yeah, I'm thinking of trying to get to chapter 2, but I don't know.
We'll see. Heading back up the stair.
Just the one.
Mm-hmm. And down the hall to his room. Just one hall. Tom stopped and saw something sitting on the floor right
Why
after the
would there
door.
be multiple halls?
Are you
Heading
saying
down
every
to
single
several
building
halls.
Are you saying every building you've been in has only been one long hall?
No, I'm just saying that it typically
Exactly.
you only require to go down. You only have to go down one hall to get to where you're going.
So you're saying their entire building's just a rectangle? You don't know.
No, I'm just saying that you don't have to go down several halls to get where you're going. You have multiple hall options, but only one leads to where you want to go.
Paul Blart Hall Cop.
God damn it. Haha, fat man fall over it, funny. Also, lazy Die Hard spoof. Because that's actually what the first Paul Blart movie is. It's just like a lazy Die Hard homage to the point to where it's practically a ripoff.
Oof.
It's skirting that homage line.
I see.
Yeah.
I lost my line.
Tom
looked at the package on the floor before picking it up, looking around as if to see if whoever left it was still around. He went to his room, looking at the package. The folded note taped to it had his name on it. This package was for him. Taking the note and opening it up, he began to read the letter.
It's actually for a different Tom that lives next door, but they only put the first name on.
And put it in front of the wrong door.
Much to his surprise, it was a letter written by Kyle, or at least he thought it was Kyle. He saw the name on the bottom first, but wasn't sure it was his handwriting. Despite the both of them being friends for years, Tom couldn't for the life of him remember what Kyle's handwriting looked like.
Oh, yeah, who's gonna bother remembering that stuff?
I mean, typically you have a general gist if you've seen them write, but I mean, granted, I have had people look at my handwriting and immediately go, "You draw a lot, don't you?" Which was one of the weirder situations.
Meanwhile, I draw like I have an actual problem, because I do.
You do draw? Or...
No, I write like I have a problem because I do.
My handwriting's more just kind of messy.
Regardless, I have a hand-eye coordination problem. I can't write for the love of me.
Oh yeah, I have a hand-eye coordination problem too, partly because of the dyslexia, because apparently that's one of the symptoms.
And mine's called dysgraphia.
Is that really? Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing. Like an actual term. Anyway. Yeah. Regardless, he continued reading it. It started off pretty normal. Hello, how are you? In regards to their friends and such. A rather lengthy apology regarding Kyle's absence was also included. Granted, I'm pretty sure with most people that you're familiar with and have at least seen their writing a few times, you subconsciously recognize it as theirs.
Yeah.
Like, maybe. You don't consciously recognize it, it's you're like, oh, probably
but
is.
I've never looked at my friend's handwriting. I've never looked at their papers for any reason.
You've never read anything they've written?
Nope.
Information age.
Yeah. And none of my friends were heavy writers, per se. None of my friends have a love for writing.
Okay. I just need to work on the consecutive art thing.
Yeah.
There's sequential art, not consecutive art. Holy shit.
Did you finish your line?
Yes.
Alright. So, can I tell you one thing about dysgraphia that I learned the other day, though?
What?
If I look at the Wikipedia, it says it's a deficiency in the ability to write, primarily handwriting, but also coherence.
That might explain some things. Not the writing, actually, not like in your writing, but sometimes when you speak, you say, wait, what the fuck is going on?
I don't even mean like that. So when I was super young, I was taking some medications that made me super emotional, and I was just, an emotional kid.
Yeah.
So whenever I got really stressed, I couldn't write anything, even something simple.
Oh.
And my teacher, it was like this. My teacher, it was the star test or whatever the hell we have here.
Yeah.
Beforehand, that was pretty much just the essay portion, and it said, write about an adventure you had.
Oh God, why is it always Anyway.
Yeah, and because it was like that, I was like, I almost burst into tears because I never thought I had an adventure.
I don't think most children had.
Yeah, but I was overthinking it. My teacher just said, "Well, did you go anywhere for your like holiday over the summer?" And I said, "Yeah, I went with my dad somewhere." That's an adventure,
Is it?
apparently. But like it was stuff like that that stressed me out when writing. I could barely get through the first part without like bursting into tears and getting stressed out.
Wow.
Then
I
I
mean, I will
started
say,
doing role plays through text online. That
hooray.
requires a lot of creative power, right?
Yeah.
I was really bad at it first, but I kept at it, and I literally brute forced my mind through shitty fucking online role plays to be a good writer.
I'm sorry, I just suddenly got the image of, like, for those, like, essays of, tell us about a time and you just do it to where it's like one of your roleplay chats, but in story form.
I know, but it forced me to write so often and so much that like
Yeah.
I literally lost that problem with my dysgraphia. I still write like a
Yeah.
fucking doctor though.
Oh, yeah, which I'm also pretty sure that it's not my dyslexia that causes my handwriting being illegible.
That's more of a like words get mixed around, right?
Letters, stuff
Letters.
like that. Basically, your mind switches things around, which is also the whole reason I have, like, the issue with hand-eye coordination is like, oh, it's probably going this way. And it's not.
Yeah,
It's
mine.
also... oh, sorry.
Sorry, no. Mine sounds similar to it, but it's not the same thing.
Because, like, dyslexia can also end up just working in different ways, which probably explains, like, why, like, with video games, I tend to have as many issues as I do. Is like, oh, fuck, which joystick is which again? As I'm using them.
That could make sense. Oh man, but I got tested for dyslexia so many times, and each time I came back negative for dyslexia. But I still had problems when I still had problems when I was younger, so my parents were like, "What the fuck is wrong with my child?" But yeah, also, where's my fucking line? Is it the as the letter continued, the writing seemed to grow more jittery, as if Kyle was writing the letter in a hurry. He talked about why he was absent, explained that he found this great game he bartered from someone online and has been spending several days playing it. He said it was a video game that nobody had ever seen before, and yeah, he figured he'd share this so-called wonderful game with Tom. He greatly emphasized that Tom should play just to see how fun of a game it is.
But yeah, like, I will say, that is part of the reason, though, why I can't do first-person shooters effectively. Because, like, my mind can't naturally figure out, okay, this is when I need to do this.
Yeah.
And so, like, I had a situation once where a friend of mine put it to where, like, the only way to kill each other was through headshots, and the only time I got a kill was through sheer dumb luck. Because every other time it was like, now, completely miss. Because, like, my mind can't, like, properly figure out, like, arcs and stuff like that for movement.
Yeah.
It's like,
Sorry.
like, in real time anyway, like, I could easily, like, map stuff out, drawing it, and, like, freeze frame and stuff like that. But if I had to just, like, stop, and if I had to do it in, like, real time, it's like, okay, it's going this way. It's actually going the opposite direction. It's also part of the reason why I have to stop before I remember which way's right and left.
Really?
Yeah, I can't remember them off the top of my head.
I mean, I used to have struggles like that, so I can't judge you, but that's like, wow, really?
Yeah, it's like a whole thing of, like, I have to stop and think, like, okay, which one is which? Like, I remember which hand's my dominant hand, I just can't remember which hand it is. Because my mind is, like, wants to say left, like, it flips the two. Like, it's, like, yeah, it's on the left side. Wait, no, right side. And, like, even then, I'll, like, think it out before, and then my mind still flips it.
Dysgraphia, as far as I've been told, is, well, it does, affect, like, I guess my writing comprehension. A lot of what it does is actually affected my actual coordination.
Okay, yeah. And then there's also the whole thing of, like, when I'm speaking, it'll end up flipping, like, sounds that have similar shapes. Like, I mean, not sounds that have... Okay,
Was that
like...
an example right there?
I don't think that's quite the right... sounds that have, like, similar mouth positions.
Oh.
Like, I don't know if you noticed it, but I'll end up doing reverse English sometimes. Where I end up putting L's where there should be R's and R's where there should be L's.
Oh.
because it's a similar formation in the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so like that'll flip around. Like Korea. Wait, what? Anyway, did you finish your line?
Yeah.
Okay, the letter ended abruptly.
Yep.
This one, he actually tells Tom to play the game.
Yeah, better than last time we said lol don't.
Yeah. There was no goodbye, no say hi to their friends. Please say hi to Mike Tyson and Mr. Rogers for me. I miss them. Kyle, you haven't been around very much, neighbor. Nothing like that. You haven't been around to raise pigeons. It was just his name, Kyle Scott. Motherfucker has 2 first names.
Fucking loser, doesn't even get a last name.
Tom scoffed bitterly. Holy shit. That was a double fuck up because my mind read bitterly as blatantly and then flipped it with scoffed.
Oh no.
Holy shit. 3 weeks. 3 weeks of not speaking to me, and this is your reply, Kyle? Tossing the letter aside, he unwrapped the package and opened it. Inside was a CD-ROM disc still in its case. Was it a jewel case? Or was it just like an actual video game case and not like just one of those like clear jewel cases? There wasn't a cover or label on it for what kind of game this disc was supposed to be. Okay, so it was a jewel case. Just put an empty jewel case with only the disc inside. Or like an unmarked jewel case.
That would have been taken off your ground and stolen probably in the dorm.
If you just left the package on the floor, yes.
Yeah.
Also, someone probably could have stepped on it because those things break easy.
Yeah.
Inside this was a CD-ROM still in its case.
Ooh, spooky.
This is kind of a situation like what would happen. Oh, my God. Like with what happened in Minor Life, where you're clarifying things that don't need to be clarified. Like when the buffet, it was like the buffet scene in Minor Life, where it was clarified that it was cooked pork and cooked turkey. People are going to assume that at a buffet, the meats, unless it's like sushi or something, cooked.
Mm-hmm.
So if you say there was pork and turkey, they're going to assume it was cooked. If you say that there is a CD-ROM in a case, you don't need to put emphasis on the fact that the CD-ROM was in the case.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Okay, I just realized. Wait, okay. Shit. Okay. Did I actually, like, switch lines? Tossing the letter aside, he unwrapped the package and opened it. Inside was a CD-ROM disc still in its case. I did flip lines. Holy shit. I mentioned the disc cover without mentioning before I mentioned the disc. There wasn't a cover or label of on what kind of game the disc was supposed to be. The case looked a bit worn out, but the disc itself looked clean, well polished, no scratches. It looked completely brand new. Didn't have a side that had a cover describing the game. On both sides, it was just that reflective plastic side. Except upon closer examination, Tom could faintly see lines faded into both sides. Okay, you put something. Something new was put in somewhere. Okay. Alright. I mean, Tom won't be free till about 9. Probably should tell him that.
Yeah, I'll tell him when he actually gets here off work.
Yeah. And then we can have another thing where it's just all of us in a chat.
Yeah.
Okay. And I can finally find out what Kyle's new character is in this context.
He thought there wasn't a rogue, and he immediately said he was going to be a rogue.
I mean, technically speaking, you could have multiple of character class. It's not like Monster of the Week.
Yeah, I know. I kind of warned him that. I don't think he wants to be the same as everyone else, but yeah.
Okay. What's the difference between your rogues? Well, you see, this one has a head and this one doesn't.
This one's edgy and this one's grumpy.
I still think it'd be hilarious if I do the other the other Dullahan race variant, like race that someone came up with in the same campaign.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Fancy Magic fucking Doulahan with a floating head. Fuck you.
Well, I was planning on having that one be a woman. So,
Either way.
who are you? I'm you, but stronger.
I'm you, but floatier.
I'm you, but also able. Well, I was also planning on having it be a monk. So
I'm you, but more punchy than stabby.
I'm you, but I could backhead someone to death.
Alright.
Still imagining just like the flips and shit like that, but the head just staying in place.
Mm-hmm.
God, that would be so surreal.
That would be really weird. Whatever this disc is, it probably didn't even work. Tom felt angry. For 3 weeks, Cal had spoken to him, and now he wanted him to play this game disc for
I think you skipped it.
What?
Under the right light is where yours starts out.
Under the right light, one could see these four thick, slightly dark lines that went from the side of the disc to the center. To the center. They were faint, barely noticeable, but Tom saw them. It wasn't like someone drew these lines with a marker, or carved into the plastic. Ugh, I got brain hurt right now. Or carved them into the plastic of the disc. If anything, it seemed like the disc was just naturally made with this design. The way that they were positioned and came together at the center of the CD before being cut off by the hole made it look like there was an X on the CD. An X? Tom thought. With a scoff, he put the disc down. He was pretty sure Kyle was just pulling some kind of prank on him.
Oh my god. Ah, that's a stupid thematic thing. Also, the fact that he's describing both sides as shiny plastic, typically with a CD-ROM, even like one that doesn't have like a label on it, one side, like the two sides are very much easily differentiable.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have like unless it's a double-sided disc, like you can tell the difference between each side. They're not going to both look the same.
Yeah.
So Sonic.exe is apparently on a double-sided disc. That way, if you're a complete idiot and put it in upside down, he can still attack you. It's idiot-proof murder. Like,
nice.
Whatever this disc was, it probably didn't even work. Tom felt angry. For 3 weeks, Kyle had it spoken to him, and now he just wanted him to play this game disc that most likely couldn't even do anything? Fuck you, man. Tom said to himself, crumpling the letter up and throwing it away, leaving the disc on the table as he went to go take a shower.
Ooh.
Do we get to see this? Anyway, suffice to say, he was at his Kyle now. That was his third waffle iron on fire this day. I mean, this morning. And why not? Kyle was practically being unreasonable with him, wasn't he? Tried to set the truck on fire. Not speaking to him or anyone else for that matter of weeks, and now this? Setting the building on fire? Couldn't even talk to Tom himself if you really want, he couldn't even talk to Tom himself if you really wanted him to play this so-called great game. God, that's a bad sentence. Nope. Tom wasn't going to play along with him this time. Not this time. For the love of God, don't set the witness on fire. We need information. Okay. Don't threaten to die their patron. We want information. I'm really sad that I accidentally deleted that episode.
Yeah.
That was from the Sandworm episode, where he straight up went into this diner and started threatening this lady.
Yep. And then we
I
got into a fight.
Collar. What the fuck are you doing?
I'm so glad I actually beat him that fight.
I love the fact that he threw a table at you and you no-selled it.
Yep. That's the power of my girl. Super strong.
That's the power of your divinity.
Mm-hmm.
And then you almost got killed by his sister.
Yep. And then almost got killed again by the spider.
I was talking about his sister. for that one.
Oh.
Because his brother was the one before that.
Oh, so
His sister's the latest one.
I didn't know it was a girl.
Yeah, I probably should have mentioned that one. I just kind of went into neutral, and for some reason, everybody started going, he!
I'm going to say that's probably because we're thinking of Casimir. So
Granted, earlier we had that situation where I was talking about your other character, and Casimir, like, out of character, out of character, Kyle just straight up went, Casimir has a sister! This lady in goth attire. Which I'm really tempted with, what was it? It was like Haraskarat or something like that. Just haven't mentioned that it, like, one, they are female, and two, like, with their attire, they literally just took clothing from the people that they ended up killed at the rave. And so, like, since they're, like, almost, like, 8 feet tall, it, like, all doesn't fit properly. Like, yeah, there was this fishnet shirt, which kind of comes down to, just above the bottom of my rib cage. And this tank top under it, which comes down to, like, right above my belly button.
Yeah.
And then these long pants that come down to my shins.
Oh, God. These thoughts buzzed around in Tom's head as the hot water washed him. Never had he felt so angered or betrayed by his own friend, but the anger started after a while in the water before being replaced by a new feeling, concern. The more he thought about it, Tom began to realize the strangeness of us all.
I don't think this would be a betrayed feeling. This would be like, fuck, man. Like, I can't believe you've done this.
You gamered too hard for like 3 weeks.
Oh, God. Do we have enough? I think we'll just have to end it there.
Yeah, we're reaching almost the 2-hour mark, and we're still on chapter 1. We're at what if he was studying?
Okay, put that line in there. Okay.
Wait,
we can control.
It was he had known Kyle personally. I mean, the one above it.
What? Wait. Oh, strange. Okay, so we should be starting with he had known Kyle personally for years.
Yeah.
So we put that line in, and then we could control F that.
Yeah.
Next Sunday.
Mm-hmm. All right, because next Saturday is going to be more gas station. Hell yeah.
Yay. Something enjoyable.